What springs to mind when you think of a healthy relationship? What qualities should a healthy relationship have? What is jealousy a sign of in a relationship? What is unfaithfulness a sign of in a relationship? What is possessive love? Hi, lovers of all kinds. Welcome to English for a World Full of Love. Being in a healthy relationship is something that everybody wants, but unfortunately, not everybody is in one. So, in this video, I want to shine a light on what it takes to experience deep, authentic, and fulfilling relationships. Let's talk about relationships and let's look at the pictures. Obviously, the pictures are about relationships, healthy and unhealthy ones, and the qualities of a healthy relationship. So go ahead, describe the pictures. What do you see in these pictures? What stories do these pictures tell? Well, the theme of our lesson is a healthy relationship. What is it like? Vocabulary, you will learn a lot of words to describe relationships. Grammar, you will learn to compare and contrast healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships. And we have an interesting talk, the art of loving. Well, so let's ask a few people about what they think a healthy relationship is like. Josh, the hallmarks of a healthy relationship are mutual respect, honesty, trust. These three characteristics are very closely linked. For example, one does not find trust without honesty, and dishonesty is an obvious sign of contempt for the other person. Well, it's very hard to argue with that. So, what do you think, guys? And Mustafa, what is a healthy relationship like? Communication, and look at that. Doesn't have to be on everything, but most relationships fail due to lack of communication. Trust. You gotta trust one another. No pressure. Don't pressure the other to do anything that he or she doesn't want to do, and don't give in to pressure. Well, I couldn't agree more with this one as well. So, what about you? Tell us about what you think. Fatma, what is a healthy relationship like? A loving relationship is when one person wants the absolute best for another. They try to lift them up, build them up, and help to make them the best they can be, encouraging them and supporting them in every way. Well, Fatma, I absolutely relate to this because healthy relationships bring out the best in us. Now it's your turn to tell us what you think a healthy relationship is like. Well, on to our dialogue. You will listen to three people, John, Ali, Chico, discussing their views on healthy relationships, healthy love. So begin first by looking at the pictures to give you an idea of what the listening is about, what they will focus on in this dialogue, and also read the questions first and then listen. John, I have heard that you broke up with Sarah. What happened? Chico, she's extremely jealous and she was driving me insane. I can't put up with anyone who is always checking up on me. John, I see what you mean. I haven't been in a relationship for a while because I believe the existing mentality makes it very difficult to have a healthy relationship. I simply can't stand being in such a relationship. Ali, how do you know if you are in a healthy relationship or not? John, for starters, unlike unhealthy relationships, healthy ones are characterized by mutual trust as well as honesty. Jealousy is a telling sign that a relationship lacks trust. Chico, I can relate to that. My ex-significant other wanted to check my text messages, and that was the last straw. I kept telling her that her irrational jealousy could not stop me if I wanted to cheat on her. I also think that a healthy relationship is different from an unhealthy one in that it's not possessive. Ali, another indication of an unhealthy relationship is that partners tend to be very selfish and emotionally demanding. In contrast to unhealthy relationships, healthy ones are nurturing. John, it's my conviction that a truly healthy relationship can only be possible when two persons are completely independent. Once two persons in love feel that they complete each other, it means that it's mutual dependence, which inevitably leads to jealousy. Chico, ultimately, the way we relate to each other determines whether it's a healthy relationship or not. As you know, most couples equate who they are with their partners, with the result that they live in constant anxiety of losing a sense of themselves rather than losing someone they think they are in love with. Points to ponder. Let's consider some quotes about this important topic. The first one says, love is a given, hatred is acquired. And it means we're born with love, but we learn to hate. And if you want to see this, just take a look at little children. They are expression of pure love. Let's look at the second one. Love creates an us without destroying a me, a unity of two, but each one retains their own independence. Now let's look at the third quote. Love does not dominate, it cultivates. It's nurturing. There is no control in it. True love, mature love. Well, I totally agree with this. And the last quote, love is an egotism of two. This is egocentric love, possessive love. It's all about ego, it's about me. And I don't think this is true love. Well, now share with us your thoughts on these quotes. Discussion corner, hate versus love. Well, read the statements and take a stand. True love is an illusion. I disagree. Hatred is blind as well as love. Well, it depends on what kind of love. In my view, true love is not blind. Love at first sight is not love. Well, not in movies. It is love in movies. But in real life, in my view, it's not love. Love is a temporary insanity curable by marriage. Well, this is, I think, true of possessive love. True love can never turn into hate. I totally agree with this. And the last one, love that is fed by jealousy dies hard because it's possessive love. Now tell us what you think of these statements. Take a stand. Now let's practice the grammar of this lesson, comparing and contrasting. Unlike my friends, I don't watch TV. In contrast to other people, I don't think happiness is a commodity. I'm similar to other people in that I want to live a deep and fulfilling life. My friend is different from other people in that he is very critical. Compared to genuine friendship, possessive love is suffocating. Now, pause the video and finish these sentences. And now on to our interesting talk, the art of loving. Take a good look at the pictures to give you an idea of what it's all about. And then think about these questions before you listen. What do you make of the pictures above? What has a sense of powerlessness got to do with love? Why would most couples feel incomplete without their partners? What's emotional attachment? What are some of the characteristics of true love? Now listen and answer the questions. The art of loving. Eric Fromm makes a sharp distinction between having driven and being driven love. The first type happens when one relates to the other person in a having sense. This kind of relatedness inevitably leads to emotional codependency, which is mistaken for love. Fromm calls this kind of relationship sadomasochistic interdependence, in which the sadist makes another person an extension of himself, herself, while the masochist makes him or herself an extension of another person. The only thing that binds these two persons is a deep sense of powerlessness, which the sadist overcomes by making the masochist submit to his will, while the masochist is all too willing to give in to the sadist. Thus, they merge into one person, which leads to irrational jealousy when the source of their power is perceived to be under threat. In other words, jealousy is triggered not by fear of losing a loved one, but by fear of losing control over that person. This kind of emotional attachment can be seen all over the world, and especially in love songs where the main refrain is always along the lines of, I can't live without you, or please don't leave me, or you mean the world to me, and so on. This type conjures up images of fear, jealousy, manipulation, expecting constant attention, intimidation, and selfishness. True love, on the other hand, is the exact opposite of unhealthy love, which can only occur when two individuals are completely independent in the sense that their own selves are the source of their lives. As Marx puts it, man is independent only if he affirms his individuality as a total man in each of his relations to the world: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, thinking, willing, loving. In short, if he affirms and expresses all organs of his individuality. When such independent beings experience love, their relationship is characterized by trust, honesty, respect, friendship, openness, open communication, and keeping separate identities. Love is an attitude, an orientation of character. If a person loves only one other person and is indifferent to the rest of humanity, the love is not love at all, but a mutual attachment or an enlarged egotism where you only love someone because you need them rather than loving them for themselves. Grammar focus, comparing and contrasting. Unlike possessive love, true love is nurturing. In contrast to possessive love, true love does not have feelings of jealousy. Compared to immature love, mature love is rare. Well, as you can see, unlike, in contrast to, compared to are followed by noun phrases. Now let's look at while. While possessive love is stifling, true love is nurturing. So here, while is followed by complete sentence. Let's look at the other expressions. Dependent love is the same as possessive love in that they both imprison lovers. Dependent love is similar to possessive love in that they both imprison lovers. Dependent love and possessive love are similar in that they both imprison lovers. Now choose a phrase from above to complete the sentences below. Pause the video and do this exercise. Well, this is the end of our interesting lesson on relationships. And as usual, I will conclude with some questions for reflection. What have you learned from this lesson? Have you learned anything about your relationships from this lesson? What does it mean to be truly independent as an individual? What does love is an orientation mean? What does it take to experience genuine love? Well, the type of relationship you are in, whether it's healthy or not, is a reflection and an expression of your own character. So if you are not complete unto yourself, if you're not sufficient unto yourself, you will only be in immature love relationship, which is often expressed as, I love you because I need you. The opposite is also true. So if you're complete unto yourself, if you're independent, if your sense of yourself comes from inside rather than outside, then you will get to experience genuine love. I need you because I love you. So start working on yourself and see you next week.